Welcome back, and now we have two dynamic leaders from Burger King. Kapil Grover, Group Chief Marketing Officer and Digital Officer, and Cicily Thomas, President of Burger King India. Together, they have been at the helm of one of the fastest growing QSR, that is the quick service restaurant brand in India. As Burger King celebrates its impressive milestone of 500 plus restaurants across the country, we'll take a deeper dive into its journey, strategies that worked, and future plans. They are also speaking to us and giving us an insight into the QSR market in India currently and how has QCom changed the game. Over 500 stores in India. Tell us more, how do you look back at the journey of Burger King in the country? You've been the first employee of Burger King. So how do you look at the journey?
You just told me that you were there at our first opening in Oberoi, so it's great that you and I have been here through the whole journey of 500. We built our first 100 in under 5 years. And I think a couple of the key strategies that got us here was that we took the Burger King global framework, we took that experience and we kind of localized it to the Indian palate. We curated it onto vegetarian dishes, onto Indian taste. So that kind of helped us understand and get the Indian consumer. When you have your product right, then you got to get your location right.
Yeah.
Right? And then we got our location right, and of course the malls, and you've seen us grow from store number 1 to Palladium. So we built our marquee stores, and then slowly we used the cluster approach, went in region by region. And today proudly can say we're there in the metros, we're even there in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And that is why in 11 years we're at 500 stores. It's been quite a journey.
So first 100 stores in the first 5 years.
5 years, yes.
And then over 400 in the next 5 to 6 years.
Yes.
How did that happen?
See, so once you have your scale, then I think it's easier to expand. Also what happens, Sonali, is that over the time you learn how you want to grow. So we also went back and we also have a vendor which helps us in assessing the trade market.
Sure.
So we use outside a lot of tech and digital experience to now understand how do you map trade areas. You have so much technology available today which wasn't available to you in the first 5 years. So you use a lot of, even your aggregators, your delivery data. Today you have so much online information, you use gap maps, use different tools to kind of identify where you can open stores.
Sure.
You use the learnings from your previous stores, you know what kind of formats to open, what footprints to open, and the tier 2, tier 3 unlock growth opportunities. So after COVID, tier 2, tier 3, also the demand sped up because a lot of people migrated back to their hometowns. So that gave us the growth. So while we focus on metro growth, we also added on the tier growth. I think that kind of speared up in the last 4 years.
Yeah, and now as you go forward, you're also focusing, Kapil, on getting a stronger foothold of your presence in the tier 2, tier 3 markets. So tell us more, what is going to be the strategy there? What are some of the key insights of these markets? What do they love to eat at a Burger King outlet?
So I think just to sort of tell you about our strategy for the brand so far, value has been a key pillar of our strategy. I think in India, if you have to scale any brand, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, value has to be a big part of your strategy. We've been a strong value player from day one, whether it was the 2-4 campaign in 2017 or the Stunner campaign or the Tasty Meals last year. We continue to build on that and offer consumers great value for money. Right? It's not just about low price point, great value for money. Number 2 is innovation. We've done a lot of innovation. As Cicely mentioned, we designed the menu for India. And we have the flexibility with our franchisor in Burger King that we can design the product for the Indian consumer. We are willing to adapt our menu. So you look at our menu items, and you mentioned tandoori chicken burger is your favorite. That's a product available only for the Indian consumer. In fact, the entire menu, you look at the puff, we recently launched the puff. It's a very popular product in India. We launched the chicken puff, we launched chicken nuggets, which is a different recipe for India.
Yeah. Right?
So innovation is important, relevant innovation is important. Then cafe came in. Cafe has added a lot more relevance for the brand. Day part, people choosing to have more dairy-based beverages. Coffee as a culture has grown rapidly in the last 3-4 years. So we've been able to grow relevance for the brand by introducing cafes in our business. So, and tier 1, tier 2, Sonali, is not much different. In the olden days, there used to be a dramatic difference between a Lucknow, Jamshedpur or a Delhi. Today, with social media, with smartphones, with bandwidth available across the country, people are exposed a lot more. I mean, a youth in Lucknow, Jamshedpur is not so different to a youth in Delhi. They're far more aware, they're far more exposed, and they want to have the same experience.
And which one has been your blockbuster innovation in the menu that has really helped you crack India, so to speak?
So I think our top seller is the crispy veg.
Crispy veg.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you, when we were designing the product, Crispy Veg actually has whole Indian spices in it. It's tailor-made for the Indian palate.
Sure.
That's a top seller. Now, obviously, Whopper is a global favorite. The Whopper you get in India is a unique product. It's not, we don't sell the vegetarian Whopper. For the Burger King sort of, company in Miami was like, what are you doing? What is this fried vegetarian Whopper? What does it mean?
And how did they react to some of the other innovations like the tandoori paneer and the tandoori chicken?
So it's
when
always
you
a
made
fun
them
conversation.
taste, the global team taste
Correct.
some of these products?
It's always a fun conversation. I still remember talking to Fernando Machado, used to be the head of marketing for Burger King for longest time, and we were talking to him about our first product launch of the Whopper and the campaign.
Sure.
If you recall, our first campaign was about mispronouncing the name Whopper.
Yeah.
Whopper, hopper, call it whatever.
Correct.
Don't call it a burger. Now I was having a call with him and he said, "Listen, Kapil, what are you doing? You're mispronouncing Whopper, the brand Whopper." I said, "When did you last come to India?" He said, "Never." I said, "Can you catch a flight and come down to Bombay?" And he came in, he walked into our stores, and we saw a consumer at the counter having a conversation with the crew, and he said, "Can I have a veg Whopper?" I said, "Fernando, that's your insight, right?" And after that, he never questioned me. Right, so India is a unique market, and I think over years they've come to understand that and appreciate that, and they're far more sort of open and flexible to.
And I just want to add, all their favorite burger today, if they come, is the paneer.
Is the paneer?
They absolutely love the cottage cheese paneer. They have it all the time. They actually wait to come here to have the paneer.
And 10, 11 years down the line now, today, if I may ask you, how do you look at the QSR market? Because back then, QSRs were the only players providing that, 30-minute delivery or, like faster delivery, like, in your vicinity. But now the likes of Swiggy and Zomato have changed the dynamics. So with, these Q-commerce platforms coming in, how do you look at the market dynamics today?
See, it's evolved. You're right. I mean, I've had 16 years in QSR with KFC, Domino's, Burger King, 7 years now. It is evolved rapidly, right? Now, pre-COVID, it used to be primarily dine-in. Most consumers would want to go out, watch a movie, shop, go into a restaurant, high street markets like where we're sitting right now in Chembur. They would come and experience the store. Now, post-COVID, convenience, emergence of OTTs, better bandwidth available. So people at home, your entertainment is on your phone. Your platforms like Swiggy, Zomato, quick commerce is on the phone. So you want that convenience. So there is a shift in consumer habit that has happened. We play to both the markets, but we still believe that, dine-in, the brand and the experience really happens in the store. This is where you can experience a brand fully. You can use the digital experience here. You can get table service. You can get hot and fresh food, right? And there is still a part of the entertainment occasion for the consumer, right? I mean, you've seen our results in the last, 6 quarters now that we've grown actually dine-in traffic, right? Dine-in will still remain majority part of this category is what we believe. We continue to focus on driving more guests to our stores. We continue to play delivery. We work very closely with all the food service aggregators, Zomato, Swiggy, ONDC, and we sort of work together to generate new insights, offer new products, offer new promotions. But it will always remain, I think for us, the real experience happens in the store.
No more focus is towards dine-in as compared to the delivery?
We believe that dine-in will remain a large part of the play. Right, but that doesn't take away from the consumer need to have convenience at home.
So I think it's a product that plays, right? Like you said, you crave a tandoori. Now, if you don't want to come to the store that you're at home, then you tend to open your delivery and you order it.
Sure.
Right? Or when you're hungry, you don't want to walk, you open and then you browse and then either stop of the mind or you order. So I feel that the experience and the stickiness to the brand happens with the experience at the store. And that's what drives you to order or, the touch point when you're back at home.
Yeah.
So which is why we want to play that experience in the store.
So having said that, how many store openings are coming up in the next few months till we hit 2026, till the end of the year?
We opened about 70 stores last year. We'll continue to be at the same pace.
70 stores this year as well.
70 to 80, give and take.
70 to 80 stores by the end of 2025 is what you're looking at.
Yes.
Awesome. Lovely chatting with you too. And I hope you hit that 1,000 milestone really, really soon.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations on 500.
Thank you so much.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, X and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.